welcome back to a new video. So today I'm going to talk a little about my journey on getting pregnant the first time and naturally the second time with PCOS. So about 3 years ago, my husband and I decided we wanted to start trying to have a child. It took us a total of almost a whole year with everything included, like the finding out PCOS and going through fertility and all that, to get pregnant with this little boy you see right here and in my other videos. So basically we tried for a few months and nothing was happening, and people were like, it's okay, it happens, just don't stress it, blah blah blah, all the things I'm sure many of you have heard before, and nothing was happening. I was irregular, but I didn't understand anything other than just that. I honestly thought that it was just wham bam, thank you ma'am, and you were pregnant. That's not the case in every woman's life. Some women are very lucky and very fortunate to be able to just look at their husband and get pregnant. Like, that is awesome. That's the best, honestly. That is the best way to go about it, because yeah, for other women it's extremely hard. And in my case, just with following the simple steps and guidelines that my doctor had given me, I was able to get pregnant quickly. And I also know of a few friends and stuff that are still struggling, and so I'm definitely super thankful that I was able to get pregnant as quick as I did after finding out I had PCOS. But it's definitely difficult as a woman, because you just want to feel like a woman. Like, I want a child, I want to be able to just get pregnant, and that's that. But anyways, so we found out that I had PCOS a few months after trying. We had done the sperm count and everything, Adam was fine. So the next step was, oh, it's probably me. I found a fertility doctor near where I lived, and I was like, okay, well, let's go try it out and see what's happening. After a few tests, blood tests, and putting me on birth control just to kind of see how my cycle was, she was able to pinpoint that I do have PCOS. And my PCOS has a lot to do with my diet and weight. So if I gain a lot of weight and I'm eating super bad, just like, you know, fast food and sugars and all this stuff that's not good for you, it affects a lot that is the reason for my PCOS. It's just, it affects my body poorly. Not that bad food is good for you, but you know what I mean. Like, in order to have a child, I have to basically be completely healthy. So after we found all of that out, she had put me on the anti-inflammatory diet, and some medicines, some vitamins, and certain things like that to help kind of clean out my system and kind of shock my body into like healthy. I don't even know how to explain it, but basically there was a lot of things to clean out my system and basically rebuild my entire system, kind of thing. And after about 3 months of that, I was able to get pregnant with our son that you see. So cool, we had our baby, living life, enjoying life. And then he started to get a little bigger, and we realized playing and stuff, he would get excited to go play with his cousins, and we would come home and he would be a little bored and would want us to play and like a lot of our attention. So if we had to like do certain things, clean, or my husband work and things like that, it was kind of hard. So we would have to stop doing stuff to entertain him, and we still do. It was just like we started noticing certain things. And if you hear or see anything, it is Aaron and his daddy coming out here.
Okay.
No, okay, you can't touch this. Look, say hi.
Hi.
Say, I'm Aaron. Say, I'm Aaron.
Oh no.
Babe. After 2 years, we had decided, okay, it's time to try for another one. So as many of you know, I am pregnant. I am 19 weeks and a few days. 19 weeks and, oh gosh, 3 days. And this time around, I was very nervous just knowing all that it took to get pregnant with Aaron. So I had my doubts about naturally getting pregnant. So I was getting ready, lining up a doctor, and we were getting ready for that process. And that process is not easy. It really does shock your body into like just craziness. You can be fine one day, angry the next. It's just like, it's a whole chaotic, crazy mess. So yeah, so we were preparing for the long haul this time around, just because that was our first ever experience. So we figured, oh, it's probably going to be the same. But again, it was okay as well, just because it's worth it at the end. So I decided I was going to try to implement everything that I had learned the first time around, this time around, just to see if I could maybe jumpstart my body so that whenever I did go to a fertility doctor, I would be far enough along where they can just put me on Clomid. Also, I was put on Clomid once I had lost the 10 pounds. I was put on Clomid to get pregnant, and the first round worked. So yeah, so that was basically the plan, to get down to the weight that they would want and they would require of me, and then just get put on Clomid not too long afterwards. So what I started to do was I ordered the anti-inflammatory diet book on Amazon. I'll link it down below. And it has a 3-week plan set up for you. So it has like 3 weeks on here in the beginning. And it has your weekly menu. So it tells you what to eat basically on a daily basis, snacks and everything included, and even dessert. And they have the page numbers. And right next to it is the shopping list. So you can go to Walmart, Target, Trader Joe's, or whatever natural stores you have near you and get a lot of this stuff. So that's basically what I did. I did this for 3 weeks. And while I was doing that, I cut out sugar, coffee, bad food, fast food, everything. I cut it out. I was strictly on this and all natural types of snacks and things like that. Then I also ordered this right here, this natural progesterone. And that was one of the pills that I was put on when I was trying to get pregnant with Aaron. And it's basically balancing out, it basically balances out your hormones. So you rub this onto your smooth skin, on wrist, inner arms or thighs, throat, abdomen or chest, once to twice daily. And you also rotate the applications in these areas. So you use it once to twice a day, and you rotate it. So if you did your neck or your throat area, then the next day you would do your stomach, then the next day your inner thighs, then your thighs or your inner arms, whatever. So you kind of just rotated it. So I also did this for 3 weeks along with my eating. And I got my little notebook here, and I made it my fertility tracker. So I did this. I actually started in January. So in January, I actually ended up with a chemical pregnancy, which was kind of shocking because I had never, since trying, ever had a positive pregnancy test. So to see something like that, I was like in total shock. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And it was a chemical pregnancy. So it bummed me out, but I had watched this girl. I don't remember her name. I don't remember how I found her, but I do remember her saying that she has PCOS, and she also did this. She took a notebook or whatever and started tracking. And then I found this other girl she has PCOS, and she would test, this is the ovulation test every day, twice a day. So I was like, all right, PCOS and struggling to get pregnant. So I just meshed the two together, and I started tracking in February after my period. And I would just do it twice a day, one in the morning and one at night. And I did this and did this consistently for the entire month of February. So it's kind of hard to show you, but I did that. And then the lines, it was very difficult to see how I did not really ovulate. And it was like a very short window where I would ovulate, and it was like, you either did it or you didn't. So then February, it continued every single day. I did miss one night here, and I missed 2 days right here. That, and then February, I also, all of February, I did that. All of February. And then in March, I found out March 13th that I was pregnant. So I continued in March, again, irregular. So the month of February, I had no period. So I had a period in January, no period in February at all. So in March, I continued on just trying. On the 6th, I don't remember on the 6th I was supposed to get my period that day. Then I took a test that day, it was negative. So of course, I was like, of course it's negative, of course. So then I just continued on. I ended up still kind of semi-tracking it here, but I honestly had already given up because I was like, you know what? I'm so over this. Of course, it's gonna be negative. On March 7th was our wedding anniversary, our 6-year wedding anniversary. So I knew that that weekend we were gonna go to Atlanta to this place called Sundial. It's this restaurant that's up top, super high above the whole city. You can see the entire city. And so I was like, okay, well, I always test before I go out anywhere. So just in case if I want a glass of wine or something, I don't have to worry. So that day, which was Friday the 13th, I decided, oh, let me test because we're gonna go to the Sundial and I'm gonna want probably like a cup of wine or something or some type of drink that would only be there. And that's when I found out that I was pregnant. I was 5 weeks pregnant at that point. So the reason why I didn't get a period in February was because I was already pregnant. So yeah, that is basically how I managed to naturally conceive and not have to go to a fertility doctor, because honestly, that's really rough, and like not only physically but emotionally, it's exhausting and it's rough, and I really do understand that feeling and feeling defeated and feeling a little jealous and angry and not understanding, and like it's so completely unfair. But I was so happy that this was able to work for me and I didn't have to do fertility at all this time around and just get to experience it this way. Even though I still have to like track and do all that stuff, it was nice to like just for it to just happen for me. So yeah, so definitely I recommend, if you're struggling, just try it out. Definitely, you know, everybody's body is different, so this could work for me but not work for everyone. But try doing this, try tracking it. Ovulation tests, you can buy these on Amazon, they're super cheap. Try tracking after your period every day, twice a day. Get this book, maybe this will help you. Maybe it's just, you know, like you have really bad inflammatory because of whatever. You have really bad inflammation. Try this and try the progesterone, because a lot of times it's just we don't have enough progesterone in our system to help with pregnancy. So I do recommend those 3. I recommend to try to be at a healthy weight for whatever your body type is. So if you're super tall, I'm 5'9", so the recommended body weight for me is, I think like 160 or something, which is a little much. So yeah, whatever works for you. but that is what worked for me to get pregnant naturally this time around. So I hope that that kind of gives you an insight on how our journey has been from becoming parents of this little guy to soon to be parents to 2 babies. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. You guys have any questions, any comments, anything at all, or just let me know. And we'll talk to you guys next time in a new video. Bye guys.
What, baby?